to 13 Rock with Harrag Melodica on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio.
Hell yeah sur la Webrack Station. Hell yeah sur la Webrack Station, Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio, en direct avec nous, Mr. Fernando Ribeiro of Moonspell. Hi Fernando, nice to meet you.
Hello, salut. How are you?
I'm really happy for talking to you tonight, Fernando, because you have a long and huge career. And the name of the show is 213 Rock, and the Webrack Station is Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. As you know, we are living in Paris.
All right, and I would like to salute everyone in Paris, one of our favorite cities to play. Obviously, amazing fans, amazing city, amazing atmosphere. And obviously, we miss you very much.
Effectivement, qu'il nous manque les Moonspell, parce que le nombre de fois ils ont joué à Paris, c'est juste incroyable. Donc ce soir, je veux dire, Fernando Ribeiro qui est en direct avec nous pour nous présenter le nouvel album du groupe Moonspell, Hermitage. Donc ce soir, c'est incroyable. Et puis l'album, lui, il est sorti depuis le 26 février déjà. Ça fait déjà un petit mois quand même, via le label Napalm Records. Fernando, the first question is, sometime I asked to myself before the release of the new album Hermitage, what will be the musical direction? It's always impossible to predict what will happen. Wow, because you are so diversified and always in constant evolution.
Yeah, we don't know it ourselves. I mean, we know what we want. We know, then we work hard to get somewhere. But it's always a surprise for us as well. We are always very happy and unhappy with our music. And I think that's why we change. It happened to us since Wolfart, to irreligious and irreligious to sin, and etc., and so forth. And I think that we just wanted to, after 1755, the album in Portuguese, we wanted to do something that wasn't repeating it, that wasn't in Portuguese, something more moody, more atmospheric. And I think it keeps it interesting for us and for the fans.
Alors effectivement, eux-mêmes ne se connaissent pas, comme il le dit, avec beaucoup d'humour. Oui, ils aiment les surprises, ils aiment changer. Pourquoi? Parce que comme dans ma question, elle était vraiment simple, c'est-à-dire on ne sait pas à quoi s'attendre toujours avec un nouvel album, donc des Moonspell, quelle direction ils vont prendre, quel côté artistique, etc. C'est toujours une surprise et ils font jamais deux fois la même chose, quoi. Depuis beaucoup d'albums déjà, c'est toujours diversifié. Et d'ailleurs avec l'album 1755, ils l'ont montré. Hein. Ils ont aussi surpris beaucoup de monde. And I love the idea of singing in your native language on the album 1755, about an album about Portuguese history and the big earthquake in Lisbon. Wow, it's a great album. Very, very good idea for singing in Lusitanian.
Yeah, I think it was a good moment for the Moonspell history of albums. We could combine two of our biggest passion, heavy metal, our language in Portuguese, and also Portuguese history, especially this event that was so out of the ordinary and that we learned in school in Portugal, but nobody really picked it up, to make an album. And even though Hermitage is not sung in Portuguese, 1755 opened a new door for the Moonspell future, where we are going to find more subjects about the Portuguese history and do something more or less along the lines what we did in 1755, which is to have the Portuguese lyrics and to have another experience. So 1755 was just the beginning. It's there's a lot of Moonspells, let's call it this way, and I think the Moonspell in Portuguese is also something that we have to take care of and that we'll do in the future, maybe next year, maybe in 2 years. We really don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but it's something that it didn't end with 1755.
Effectivement, il y a beaucoup d'informations concernant cet album 1755, concernant Lisbonne, son histoire et un tremblement de terre qui a eu lieu donc à cette période. Et aussi, il précise que c'est simplement une ouverture. Hein. Il va se passer quelque chose peut-être l'année prochaine, dans 2 ans, dans les 3 ans, il y aura une suite. Hein, donc dans ce style-là, quoi. Ils ont beaucoup d'idées. Il y a beaucoup de sujets là-dessus. Et effectivement, ce disque est vraiment très très bon, quoi. Je rappelle, cet album 1755 sorti en 2017 était incroyable et avait surpris son lot de monde. Hein, effectivement, ouais, était très très surprenant. And Fernando, to understand Hermitage, your new album, I need a lot of time. Hermitage is a new artistic path, but it's another way.
Yes, it's not so catchy or it doesn't grab you by the neck as some of the Moonspell albums. For in a strange way, it makes sense because it's Hermitage. You know, it's about solitude, about fighting the demons. It's a lot of a mental play. You know, it comes a lot in the brain and in the heart. And I think I have the same feeling as many people. The album needs time. The album needs love. The album needs dedication. You know, sometimes I feel that Hermitage, it's not an album that people pick. It's an album that picks up people. It chooses you in a way, because people that really love it, they adore it, you know. And people that really hate it, they hate it too with a heart. So it's nothing new on Moonspell. And I think music is more honest when you have people that like you and when you have people that don't like you. And you have to respect both, and as long as people are, you know, polite and reasonable. But I think you're right. It's an album to discover. It's not an album that you take home and that you listen in half an hour and make up your mind. No, it needs more. It needs your time.
Ok, alors le nouvel album, oui, de Hermitage des Moonspell, il y a beaucoup de solitude. C'est aussi un album pour combattre ses démons notamment. Musicalement, il est très honnête. Il y a des gens qui ont beaucoup aimé, d'autres qui ont moins aimé. En fait, il est resté honnête. Hein. Il a écouté les gens, il a écouté les appréciations, il les a lus aussi certainement sur les réseaux sociaux. Donc en fait, il reste honnête. C'est du vrai Moonspell. Oui, c'est pas un album fait pour faire du headbanging. Non. C'est un album qui est conçu pour être réfléchi, pour être pensé. Voilà quoi. Je crois que c'est là-dessus qu'il voudrait qu'on comprenne ce nouvel album Hermitage, toi. And the album starts with the track The Greater Good. It's very chilling.
Thank you. Merci. It's a song which shows as the album opener because we think it has the atmosphere and the right energy. You know, it's very important to open the album in a good way. In a great way, hopefully. The greater good, it's sociological concept where the community or the individual tries to make the right thing in order to serve the community. But unfortunately, it has been corrupted, especially by politicians, that the greater good, sometimes it's something that's it's used on the wrong aspect, and it goes in a dangerous way. And also, when it comes to the music, it starts very atmospheric. You can listen to our space rock, progressive, 70s, and also modern influences. But then in the end, it becomes a really strong Moonspell song. I have to say it's one of my favorite songs of the album, and it's one that is going to endure the test of time because it's so different. We had the chance of playing it live here in Portugal in 2020 before the album came out. We had a show in Porto in 17th of December, and we played it, and there was people there on mask, sitting down, distance, but the electricity that went through the room was quite amazing. So we can't wait to play this live. Also in Paris, obviously.
Ah, effectivement. Oui, cet album est inspiré du rock, effectivement, des années 70. Hein. Et puis en même temps, il y a beaucoup d'histoires sur cet album. Et il dit c'est aussi fait pour des gens qui ont une vie plutôt saine, à l'inverse de la politique qui corrompt à peu près chaque jour qui passe, quoi. Et honnêtement, les sujets que nous vivons en ce moment avec les masques, etc., cette histoire de Covid, de lockdown, confinement, etc. Donc oui, c'est aussi un space rock, notamment. Il y a aussi des bonnes chansons façon Moonspell. Il y a aussi un titre qu'il aime tout particulièrement dans l'album, etc. The Hermit Saints, etc. Donc en fait, non, oui, je vous dis, c'est vraiment un gros disque. C'est très spécial pour du Moonspell. C'est encore une nouvelle direction, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure. On ne sait jamais à quoi s'attendre avec un nouvel album de Moonspell, quoi. Et là, encore une fois, ils nous surprennent avec un album très rock 70s et franchement, ça, c'est passionnant, quoi. C'est vraiment passionnant à son écoute. Mais il faut beaucoup d'écoute avant de pouvoir être pénétré comme ça par la musique, parce que c'est incroyable, quoi. And Common Prayers, the second sound, is more dark and gothic. Oh yeah.
Yes, it's a more typical Moonspell song.
That's right.
I have to say. We actually, when we played it and when we done it, we were very excited about it. We even thought of it to be the first single. And then the album took another direction. But I think this song was so good and so catchy with such a great chorus, such a great story, such a great rock and roll drive that we decided to keep it as well in order to also to have something that connects people with Moonspell, even though it has a strange time signatures here and there. It's very breaking down, etc. I think it's a song that is going to be one of the fan favorites. And also we recorded a really cool video clip underground in some natural caves here in Portugal. And the result was really amazing. And that, place is beautiful. And it seems like time stood still, and it was an amazing place to record that video. And yeah, I think it's a great follow-up to The Greater Good, even though it's a little bit more traditional for Moonspell.
Ouais, c'est Common Prayers, c'est un titre très traditionnel à Moonspell. C'est tous les sujets, ce sont les sujets habituels, ceux qui sont déjà évoqués par le passé, etc. Surtout que de Common Prayers, notamment, il a un truc qu'il a envie, c'est de jouer carrément l'album, de venir jouer à Paris cet album. Ça, c'est la chose qu'il a le plus envie à l'heure actuelle. C'est juste dingue, quoi. C'est dingue. Cette idée de tourner, c'est incroyable, quoi. And for another example, there is a song called An All or Nothing. This song is very emotional.
Yeah, it's a song that is a risk for Moonspell because it's very slow, very melancholic.
Yes.
And after 1755, people were used to a faster, kind of more operatic, more solid Moonspell, and this is completely different. This is very moody. Some people say it's almost like a ballad. And it's, a very atmospheric song where we kind of tap into what happened to Moonspell, these times that we are living, if it's all, if it's nothing, if it's something in between. And I think even though the song sounds very fragile, it has one of the best works of guitar of Ricardo Amorim, our lead guitar player. I think he really nailed that song with his solos. And it's like a band song. I think in Hermitage, nothing really stands out. It's a very band album or very band oriented. Everybody's trying to serve the music, and the atmosphere is everything. So All or Nothing, I think it's just a beautiful song, and people really love it because it's beautiful. It's not fast, it's not extreme at all. It comes from a very emotional, you got it right, point of view. When we were songwriting for this theme, and it's like one of the many ups and downs with the album. That's why I think the whole Hermitage, it's more of a sitting down travel journey, where you put the headphones or the vinyl or the CD, and then you listen to it, and you kind of just be there spending some hours with the album.
Ouais. Comme il le dit, ce titre, il est juste incroyable. Alors, juste un truc, voilà. Ouais, le titre All or Nothing, il est juste incroyable, quoi. C'est une balade. C'est un titre très calme, très lent. Pas besoin d'être d'être plus fast ou d'être plus extrême. Pas besoin du tout, quoi. Et en fait, qu'est-ce qu'on remarque? On remarque aussi qu'il dit un truc très important, c'est que tout le groupe a participé à l'album. Voilà. C'est tout le groupe qui a participé à ce nouvel album. C'est ça qu'il a voulu, quoi, en fait. Et donc, ça donne un côté, bien sûr, très, très émotionnel. Il y a un voyage, c'est personnel, il y a du feeling, il y a de la pensée, il y a de la solitude, il y a de tout. Voilà, c'est ça l'album. Le complet, c'est ça à partir d'une idée, quoi. C'est vraiment ça, quoi, le grosso modo. And I notice this sentence as you said in the media. You said, any sane person should live in the city. Cities have nothing to offer to the people who live in them. It's not made for human beings. It's made for robots or tourists. Wow. You say that.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I mean, I lived in the suburbs of Lisbon, and then I lived downtown in Lisbon in a very beautiful period. And then, our government needed money, and Lisbon just it's still magical, but for me, it broke the magic. And it happened with a lot of cities, even a little bit maybe Paris, even a little bit maybe Barcelona. For instance, we kind of just get our city taken from us. I understand that tourism is important, but I would like to have it more sustainable. Nowadays, you go to Lisbon, to the Praça do Comércio, which is the big plaza near the Tagus River, and, you cannot even enjoy it. It's just full of... Nowadays, it's not full of anything, obviously, because of the lockdown. But it's like so many restaurants, so many people shouting, so many tuk-tuks going about that I moved to a smaller town called Alcobaça. It has only 6,000 people. Imagine that, if you live in Paris.
Okay.
And my plan is to go to the countryside. Yeah, I believe cities still have a lot to offer, but nowadays the life of the city is something that doesn't enchant me enough to be there. Some people like that noise. I live downtown Lisbon, and sometimes it could be quiet and beautiful, but not anymore. I mean, not for a good reason, at least. Now Lisbon is empty, like Paris, like, New York, because of the lockdown. But before that, there was just too many people, spoiling our city.
Ouais, effectivement, lui son idée effectivement c'est de pouvoir quitter les grandes villes parce que on y veut l'humain devient robot, enfin c'est une pensée le travail etc, gagner l'argent et tout ça commence à devenir impossible quoi. Tout ce capitalisme devient très 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 impossible. Le côté magique des grandes villes disparaît de peu à peu chaque jour. Donc l'idée c'est quoi? L'idée c'est d'aller vivre à la campagne. En fait, d'une vie reculée, c'est ça qu'il souhaite et c'est ça aussi qu'il souhaite faire, et de vivre à la campagne comme ça et puis auprès de la nature. Je pense que c'est peut-être certainement une excellente solution quoi. Moonspell music goes into a universe where we don't expect it. Finally, with Hermitage.
Well, yes, I think so, and. It's hard sometimes to make up our mind if it's a good or bad thing, because music is a companion and you need it, for your mental health, for your love. People are born, people get married, people die, and there's always music. They ask me, what song do you want to play in your funeral? What song do you want to play in your wedding? What song will be on the stereo when your son is born? So sometimes people think they own the music. I want my music to be like this or like that. And Moonspell has never been a band such as doing what everybody expects. Because for me, Moonspell is like a car, in a dark road, and we have the headlights on, and we don't know everything. We just know where the light points. And then we reach to another place and do another travel. So for me personally, I like when bands surprise me. I also like when they entertain me. So what I really think is that should be a place for everyone. Music is love. It's not sometimes hate that you see online and everybody saying, oh, your band it's not good and this band is good and you should play like 95 and you should play like this. I don't think that's music. That's opinion, and the world is full of opinion, and we don't need any more, I have to say. But music is something different. And for me, as a songwriter and as a musician, but also as someone who listens to a lot of music, best experiences is when the bands take me somewhere else that they haven't taken me in a previous album. I think that's really beautiful.
Ok, pour qu'un album le surprenne et soit beau, eh ben en fait il faut qu'il y ait de la surprise. Voilà. En fait, le nouvel album de Moonspell, c'est un album que les fans n'espéraient pas, qu'ils ne pouvaient pas comprendre, enfin ne pouvaient pas savoir que ça allait aller dans cette direction. Voilà ce qu'il faut en retenir en tout cas de ce nouvel album Hermitage, donc des Moonspell 213 Rock en direct avec nous ce soir. Fernando Ribeiro, je rappelle que l'album est sorti le 26 février et voici le track listing. Ça démarre avec The Greater Good, Common Prayers, All or Nothing, Hermitage, Entitlement, Solitarian, ensuite The Hermit Saints, ensuite alors attends, how is said the 8 tracks? Apophthegmata.
Apophthegmata.
Okay, Apophthegmata, yes. Thank you. And Without Rule and City, et l'outro City Kitter sur 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio. Fernando, do you have a message for the audience tonight and when you will be on tour in Europe, please?
Well, I would like to wish everybody santé, health, and bonne chance and luck. I think that's what we need right now. Good music to entertain our soul. And we still don't know where we are going to tour. You know, things are very hard with the COVID, the lockdown, the rules, the vaccination is really late in Portugal, all these problems. But we hope that in a couple of weeks, we will announce our tours in 2022. I don't think we're going to tour that much or at all in 2021. What we're going to have before the summer, before August, is a couple of streaming shows. So just stay tuned in our social networking on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, etc. because we put a lot of our news over there. And obviously, to everybody listening in the Paris area, to all the Portuguese, I say muito obrigado. And to all the French, I say merci bien et à bientôt.
Okay, thank you very much. Obrigado for this live interview, Fernando. Okay. Thank you very
much. Obrigado.
Yes,
Santé.
Yes, santé, obrigado. Tout de suite, on continue. Moonspell sur 213 Rock, le Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio. Voici le titre Hermitage, 213 Rock.